You have been asking me how to get out of social situations, especially those of you who have any sort of neurodiversity, and that includes social anxiety, generalized anxiety, autism, ADHD, etc. There's a lot of forms of neurodiversity, even though I speak a lot about autism and ADHD because that's my experience. So when we're in social situations, I know we're masking, we feel rude if we don't make eye contact, if we're not like engaged in the conversation. Sometimes we can just mentally check out, right? Like once it's time to check out, it's time to check out, and there it looks like there's vacancy in your face, like you're just like clearly not interested anymore in the situation or conversation. I get that all the time. My friends joke that when Patrick's ready to leave, he leaves, and that is very true. I will literally just be like, I've got to get out of here, get up, and just go. So here's a couple of tips on how you can get out of social situations and hopefully not feel like you're coming across as rude or disrespectful or anything else that your friends or family members may perceive. Tip number one, if you feel safe enough to do so, name it. Hey, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, drained, etc. I need to get going. And for those of you who are able to unmask in social situations, that's going to be the easiest method, right? Is your people in your family and friendships and coworkers already know who you are and how you experience life. But I know that's not everybody. And I know that you all can't have that experience right now. Tip number two, just before you go into a social situation, saying, hey, I actually have to get out of here by X amount of time. I have something that I have to take care of, right? Like by 7:30, I've got to leave because I've got a meeting. I've got some sort of thing I have to do with my dog. Whatever the case may be, just go into the situation already having communicated that, so you don't have to sit there and think and like frantically be like, how the hell do I get out of here? Tip number three, go to places that you feel comfortable in. Places where you know it's not going to be overwhelming, there's not going to be a lot of sensory overload, where it's not going to be as soon as you step in the door, all of a sudden all this energy and all this stuff starts happening where you're like, oh my God, I've got to get out of here. Quiet, relaxed environments for those of you who don't really tolerate noise well, dark or dimly lit places for those who struggle with lighting. If you do need noise, then yeah, going to like a coffee shop, going to a place where there is a lot of communication going on, even if it's not directed at you, can be really important. If these tips feel helpful, put your name in the comments and let us know how you kind of handle these situations.